Hi everyone, I'm Corrie. Today I'm going to show you how I made this St. Patrick's Day sign. Have a lucky St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully you can see all the lovely colours in there, and the shamrock is like a 3D effect. You can see. Okay, so to make this I started off with a wooden round. It's 10 inches and it just kind of looks like that when you first get it. And I sprayed it with this Rust-Oleum chalked in charcoal. Took maybe like 2 or 3 coats. I like to get around the edges as well, make sure it looks neat. And then I used, for this top layer that's actually sitting on the wood, I used this gorgeous green holographic vinyl. I also used that on this top layer of the mandala. And then the next layer down is just like a light green cardstock. The layer underneath that is this lovely green glitter card. Under that we have green holographic. You can see my cutouts. And then the layer right at the back, I suppose you can only really see little glints of it, was this one, which it isn't cardstock, but it isn't vinyl. It is sticky. I actually got it from Chibo. Is that how you say it? Chibo. And they just sell it as like adhesive, holographic adhesive, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I've used it before, and I usually just stick it straight onto card, but it's not as sticky as like regular vinyl is. So the holographic is stuck to the wood perfectly fine, but then this one was right at the back. It really didn't want to stick. So I ended up having to use the hot glue gun for that one. And I also just added some little gems, as you can see there, just to sort of finish it off. So I'm going to go into Design Space and show you how I made the design. It's really simple. It's actually 2 images which are already in Cricut Design Space combined. And then I'll show you how I put it all together. Okay, so here we are in Cricut Design Space. This is the 2 images that I used. Okay, I'm just going to go into images on the left hand side and type in shamrock mandala. I think there's only 2, so there we go, there it is. As you can see, I think there's about 5 layers in it. And then I'm going to look for, I think I typed in lucky St. Patrick to find this, because there's a lot of St. Patrick's Day images in Cricut Design Space. I got a bit lost at one point looking for it again. There it is, that one. Okay, so we'll just bring it in and resize it by going up to the top there. 9.5 by 9.5 for my 10-inch round. And then I'm just going to click it and contour to remove that shamrock that's in the middle. There we go. And then I'll move the mandala into the center. Perfect size, I think. And then I need to change this color of the top layer of the mandala so it matches with the Have a Lucky St. Patrick's Day. I'm just trying to work out what the color is. No, that's the top one. Okay. Too many levels of green. But I think I've got the right one now. Okay. So I've clicked Make It on a mat. And these are all of the layers. Now it's moved the shamrock onto a separate mat. So I've just clicked on it to edit it, to move it, because I don't want to waste vinyl by having just an empty circle. Okay, everything else looks fine. Click continue. Now this is the back layer. It is actually holographic sparkle vinyl. That's the Chibo one I showed you earlier. Now I'm not going to click this remember material settings. This comes up on a Maker 3 because obviously the first layer is holographic, the second layer will also be holographic, but then the rest of the layers underneath, so mats 3, 4 and beyond, are going to be in different types of cardstock. So by not clicking that box, it gives me the option of changing backwards and forwards each time I'm going to cut something. Now the Maker 3 takes the mat completely into the machine to measure the material, to make sure it's got enough material to cut the project. So it's just doing that, and I'll come back once everything's cut and show you how to put it all together. Okay, so I've got the green glitter here. I wanted to show you this level, or this layer if you will, just to show all the little pieces that come off on your mat and give you a little tip. It's come off great, didn't need to weed it in any way. Just to use this scraper and scrape it straight into the bin. Okay, this is the holographic vinyl, just weeding that here. And then I took a risk and didn't use transfer tape and put it onto the layer underneath, which was green cardstock. It worked fine, but I wouldn't do it with a really big item. As you can see, I'm using transfer tape here to move this part onto the wooden round. Now I actually ran out of the strong grip, which you normally use with holographic, but I managed with regular transfer tape, just burnishing it there, giving it a rub down with that scraper tool again and the back of the weeding tool. Again, a little hint, I try to reuse my transfer tape. Instead of trying to get it all off in one go, just take it a piece by piece and cut it, because it can be quite daunting to try and get a whole piece off when it's such a large item like that. Not lovely. Now, the back, I'm going to go and drill a hole here and fit some hardware. Okay, I've drilled the hole. And I've got these, which I bought at a local art store. I believe they're for hanging canvases. So I'm just going to fit that. I've already checked that the screw isn't going to come through to the other side. My wooden round is quite thick. I've used this one before as well. I like to leave it slightly loose so that you can get your finger underneath, just so you know that you're going to be able to hang it on a nail or a screw. If it's too tight, you won't be able to hang it. So there we go, that's all done. The reason I did this now was because I'm about to add the mandala, and if I'd done it after the mandala was attached, I would have ended up like squashing it, because we're going to do a 3D effect. This is the Chibo. It's sticky, but it's not sticky enough to hold onto the wood. So I think I'm going to hot glue that one on there. So I'll just put all the levels together, because it's a bit confusing. So here I'm using foam dots, and basically all of the layers apart from that back sparkly layer, I'm going to add these dots and put them together. I'm going to speed things up now, because otherwise I think you might get bored. I also added some double-sided foam tape on the larger areas at the back, just because it was hidden. I used the the dots and the pieces in between the dots on the thinner areas at the front. There's the tape. Okay. Just putting it all together now. And I'm going to use the hot glue gun. And this is it. The mandala's all put together now. So just going all around the back with that hot glue as fast as I can. Sometimes it dries and cools way too quick for my liking. There we go. And just put it in the middle. It should hold nicely. There we go. Isn't it gorgeous? Now I've had a little look in my gems, and I've got 3 green gems here, and I'm just going to add those just for a bit more bling. You can never have enough bling. And that's it all finished. I'll just show you closer up. Don't those layers look amazing? And that's it finished. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and you found it useful. Please subscribe. Thanks now. Bye.